week 8, video B. So this video is going to be almost exactly the same as the last one. You need to know your two equations, left and whether it's facing left, whether it's facing right, up or down, so that way you will be able to write an equation of a parabola. Now, instead of giving you the vertex at 0, 0, I'm actually going to give you a focus and a directrix and ask you to write an equation given those two pieces of information. So keep in mind that no matter whether you're facing left or right, your vertex is always in the middle of the focus and the directrix. And I'll draw a quick example so that way you could kind of jog your guys' memories again. So if we have a coordinate plane, and let's say we have a focus. Now a focus, and I'm drawing a random one there, is right over there. And we have a directrix. Remember the definition of a parabola. It is a point that's equidistant. The set of all points are equidistant from a point and a line known as the focus and the directrix. So if I'm looking at a focus and a directrix, that point right in the middle is going to be your vertex. Now, if you go the same distance this way and that way to both the focus and the directrix, your shape is going to be a parabola. It's going to look something like that. Now, it doesn't matter if you're going up and down or left and right. This is still the same between the relationship between focus, vertex, and directrix. So if I give you a focus, let's call this the focus, unless this is the directrix. Your parabola is the set of all points that's equidistant between this point and that line. So if I look at it going straight across, that point right in the middle is always going to be the vertex. If you go a little bit over, you're always going to get that parabola shape right over there. So we're going to use this piece of information to help us write equations given a focus and a directrix. So let's start with number 9. Just like video A, if you guys draw a picture of your life, it's going to be so much easier. So let's go ahead and do that. So I know my focus is at 0, 8, and my directrix is at y equals negative 8. So here is my coordinate plane. I know my focus is at 0, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I know that that is my focus at 0 and 8. I know my directrix is at y equals negative 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I know it's going to be a horizontal line because it is y equals. So remember, you know that the set of all points is in the middle. It's going to be somewhere in the middle. You know your focus in the middle, so it's going to be facing up. Now, if this is facing up, let's find that sweet middle point. Now, notice that the focus is at 0, 8. Your directrix is at y equals negative 8. So look at the y's because this is really the height. What is right in the middle of 8 and negative 8? Well, it would be 0. 8 above goes to positive 8, 8 in the bottom goes to negative 8. So that means I have found my vertex. My vertex is at 0, 0. Luckily for us, this is exactly like the problems we did last week. And I'll tell you a secret, all the problems are going to be with your vertex at 0. So I made it kind of easy so that way you have a nice ending to remote learning. So now we just need to write the equation. So I know my vertex is 0, 0 because I drew out my focus, I drew out my directrix. I know the vertex is the point right in the middle. Now I know it's facing up, so I know the equation to be y is equal to ax minus h squared plus k. Now my h and k are my vertex, so I know my vertex is 0, 0. So y is going to be equal to a. X minus 0 is just x. Squared is just x squared. And then plus 0, I don't need to write it because plus 0 is just going to be the same thing. Now there's that a. You need to know what that a is. So remember that that a is in the formula. Distance equals 1 over 4a. Now, what distance am I talking about? I'm talking from the distance either to the focus to the vertex or the vertex to the directrix. And again, notice that the distance is 8. And 8, again, it's equidistant. It's going to be the same thing. So I know the distance is 8. So that means that 8 is equal to 4 over a. Multiplying by 4a on both sides. These cancel out. I'm left with 32a is equal to 1. Dividing by 32, you end up with a is equal to 1 over 32. So that means your equation is y equals 1 over 32 x squared. And that's pretty much how you do them. Again, this all stems from understanding the basics of focus, vertex, and directrix, and drawing a picture. If you can do that, the rest of the stuff is I would say, kind of easier, more visually easy to understand. So let's do number 10. So this was number 9. Let's do 10 just because it's a little bit different. It's x equals this time. So again, follow my advice, draw a picture. My focus is at negative 1 and 0. So, or sorry, 1 and 0. I don't know where I got negative 1 and 0. So 1 and 0 is right over here. I'm going to draw it out just that way I remember it's the focus at 1 and 0. Now my directrix is at negative 1. So here's my negative 1, x equals, so I know it's going to be a vertical line at x equals a negative 1. Now, your vertex is that middle point. Now keep in mind that this is negative 1. X equals negative 1. Your x here is 1. So what would be in that middle? It would be that 0. That vertex is at 0, 0. Your focus is always in the middle of the parabola. And then now you can see that it's facing to the right. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. We pretty much got it. Now keep in mind that your vertex, just a little, is always going to be at 0, 0. I made these problems purposely like that so it could be a little bit easier. Now I know it's facing to the right, so I know it's going to be x is equal to a y minus k squared plus h. Now I know my vertex is 0, 0, so I know that y minus 0 is just going to be y. Y squared is y squared. Plus 0, I don't really need it for the h, so that means I have x is equal to a y squared. Now I need to find that a. Now the formula I need to do it is the distance equal to 1 over 4a. Now what is my distance here? Either from the vertex to the focus or directrix to the vertex to the focus or the vertex to the directrix. I can just see that it's 1 away, so that means that distance is 1. So 1 is equal to 4 over a. Multiply by 4a on both sides, you end up with 4a is equal to 1 divided by 4. You end up with a is equal to 1/4. So that means that x is equal to 1/4 y squared. And that's it. You are done. So again, your homework is just to finish these 4 problems. They're fairly quick, so I think I'm going to assign all those 4 problems. And that is it.